Imagine this for a second. You're sitting on your porch late at night. The crickets are chirping, the wind is calm, and the world feels still. Suddenly, there it is, a strange glowing light hovering in the sky. At first, you think maybe it's a plane or even a drone. But then it moves in ways that no aircraft should, zigzagging, stopping completely still, then darting forward like lightning. Now, most people will be too stunned to react. But one man didn't freeze. Instead, he went inside, grabbed his rifle, and fired a shot directly at what he thought was a UFO. And that's when things went from strange to catastrophic. The shot that changed everything. The man lived in a small rural town, far away from city lights and airports. He wasn't some wild conspiracy theorist. By all accounts, he was an ordinary farmer. The kind of guy who fixed his own truck, raised cattle, and went to church on Sundays. But when he saw that hovering light above his property, something inside him snapped. Fear mixed with anger. He later said, "I didn't know what it was, but it wasn't welcome on my land." That one trigger pull set off a chain of events that no one in the town would ever forget. Right after the gunshot, the light didn't disappear. Instead, it flared brighter. Some say it pulsed like a heartbeat. Others say it released a high-pitched, buzzing noise that rattled windows for miles. Within seconds, every electronic device in his house, from the TV to the radio to his old pickup truck, completely shut down. His cattle stampeded in circles as if panicked by something invisible. But that was only the beginning. The ripple effect across town. Neighbors later reported seeing beams of light streaking across the sky. One woman claimed her kitchen clock spun uncontrollably until the glass face shattered. Another swore her children began screaming at shadows in their bedrooms, even though nothing was there. Now, let me ask you this. If something like that happened in your town, would you dismiss it as coincidence, or would you believe the man had disturbed something that was never meant to be touched? Let me know what you think in the comments. The man himself. So, what about the man who fired the shot? He quickly went from being a respected farmer to a man living in constant paranoia. He told friends that he saw shadowy figures standing outside his house at night. Not neighbors, not police. Figures tall, motionless, watching. His dreams grew darker. Night after night, he claimed he dreamed of floating in a cold metallic room with blinding white lights. Waking up drenched in sweat, convinced he had been taken somewhere. Some say he was losing his mind. Others believe he had opened the door to something far beyond human understanding. A pattern in UFO history. And here's where it gets even more unsettling. This wasn't the first time someone had tried to shoot at a UFO. Back in 1947, the same year of the famous Roswell incident, reports circulated of a military pilot firing at a disc-shaped object, only for his weapon system to malfunction mid-air. In 1965, a police officer in Texas claimed he fired his service revolver at a glowing orb, only to watch his bullets disappear like they were absorbed by the light. Even in recent years, there have been whispers on online forums of hunters in the woods shooting at strange lights, followed by weeks of bad luck, illness, or mysterious disappearances of their pets. It almost feels like firing at a UFO carries a curse. Not just technological malfunctions, but a spiritual or psychological toll. Government involvement? Of course. No UFO story would be complete without the mention of the government. Within days of the incident, unfamiliar vehicles were spotted near the man's property. Black SUVs, men in suits, and helicopters flying low over his farm. Neighbors swear they saw government agents taking pieces of metal from the ground where the UFO hovered. When asked about it later, officials brushed it off as routine military training. But come on, military training in the middle of cow pasture? Really? Here's a theory. What if the object wasn't extraterrestrial at all? What if it was a classified military craft? That would explain the quick government response. But then again, why did the town experience so many bizarre phenomena? Why the illnesses, the strange dreams, the flickering lights? Unless whatever it was, human or not, had technology far beyond our understanding. The human fear of the unknown. Let's pause here for a second. This story taps into something deep in human nature, the fear of the unknown. Think about it. When we don't understand something, we usually react in one of two ways. We freeze or we fight. The farmer chose to fight. But did his decision doom his entire town? Was it courage or a colossal mistake? What would you have done? Would you have pulled the trigger, or would you have hidden inside your house, hoping the lights pass by? Drop your answer below. I'm curious. Speculation, retaliation, or warning? Here's where things get really wild. After the incident, UFO researchers suggested two chilling possibilities. 1. Retaliation. By firing at the craft, the farmer triggered a direct response. Maybe the ship or the beings inside wanted to teach him and the whole town a lesson. 2. Warning. The strange events weren't retaliation at all, but a warning signal. Like a lion growling before it pounces, the lights, illnesses, and electronics shutting down could have been a way of saying, "Don't do that again." And honestly, neither explanation feels comforting. Modern parallels. What makes this story even more relevant today is how it ties into current events. The Pentagon has been slowly releasing declassified UFO footage over the past few years. Fighter jet pilots openly admit they've chased tic-tac-shaped objects that defy the laws of physics. Imagine this. If trained military pilots can't touch these things, what chance did one farmer with a rifle really have? And more importantly, what are these objects trying to tell us? The aftermath. So what happened to the man? In the years following the incident, his health deteriorated. Neighbors said he aged rapidly, his hair turning white in just a few months. His farm animals died under bizarre circumstances, completely drained of blood, yet with no visible wounds. Eventually, the man moved away, disappearing from public view entirely. Some say he died quietly in another state. Others whisper that he was taken by either the government or by something not human. The larger question: this story isn't just about one man firing at a UFO. It raises a bigger question. What happens when humanity points its weapons at something it doesn't understand? Throughout history, our instinct has always been to conquer, to fight, to dominate. But what if there are forces out there that don't play by our rules? What if a single bullet isn't just an act of defense, but an invitation for devastation? Final thoughts. So here's where I'll leave you. Did the man really shoot an alien craft? Or did he accidentally expose a government secret? Was his town cursed by retaliation? Or was it all just mass hysteria amplified by fear? The truth may never be known. But one thing is clear. Sometimes curiosity doesn't kill the cat. Sometimes fear does. And next time you see a strange light in the sky, ask yourself, would you shoot? Or would you stay silent, knowing that one gunshot could change everything?